Hello everyone, AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to another video at my blog and YouTube channel. So for today's project, I'm not making cards. I'm making some really easy treat tags using a bunch of the newly released My Favorite Things products. So I started with the 6x6 paper pack. This is the Sweet Stack paper pack, and I don't know, I have a thing for Valentine projects and Valentine themed things like pattern papers and whatnot. There's just something about it. In this pack, I love the little hearts and the stripes and the fact that you could totally use this all year round, really. So I took every single sheet of this pack and I just cut out small rectangles out of it because I am going to use the Nugget label window and frames Die-Namics, and they have this little rectangle wafer die that is sized to perfectly fit to create a little wrap for Hershey nuggets. So I discovered that I could run 2 pattern papers through at once and die cut them with the one die, so it just makes things go faster. I recommend either pattern paper like this or just a thinner, pattern papers or cardstocks when you're creating wraps, only because if you're using a really heavyweight cardstock, it's going to be a little more work and stronger adhesive to wrap around these nuggets. Another thing about these nuggets, those that are aware, I am in Canada. These nuggets were actually sent to me by MFT along with the supplies and whatnot because these nuggets are really hard to find in Canada. Sometimes you can find them at like Shoppers Drug Mart. I've heard Walmart sometimes has them like during the, when they have the Valentine's candy out. I can't say for certain. I literally have not seen them in years. They're hard to find. It's so weird sometimes how certain candies, like we have such, between Canada and the US, like different types of candy that isn't available there. They have different types of things, and yet we both have Hershey, just not specific products. So it is a little more difficult to find. I did look on Amazon and the prices were insane. So just FYI, because people have been asking me. So I ended up wrapping like all the nuggets because I have all these little rectangles that I die cut because I couldn't help myself. And plus they just looked really cute all piled up. I found the easiest thing to do was just to run a little bit of my Xyron tape runner on one end on the back of the little die cut rectangle, wrap it around the nugget, press down the adhesive, good to go. So these didn't take any time at all to do all of them up. And they just look adorable with all their different color wrappers. And obviously you could use any sort of pattern paper, like changing up the color combos, changing up the theme would be super, super cute. So after I did that, the next step was to die cut some tags, and I used the Treat Tag Die-Namics. I die cut 2 for every one tag, so I have 2 die cuts here. And the first one, I die cut the window using one of the actual window die from the Nugget label wafer dies. And then I lined up the tags just so that I could line up the second die for the back part of the tag. And this is the one that die cuts the perforation so that you can peel that open to actually access the nuggets, which is just another cute little thing. So I have my 2 tag pieces. So now it's time to start actually assembling things. So I wanted to die cut the frame and the topper for the tag from the Treat Tag and the Nugget label dies. And the Treat Tag comes with 2 toppers. You have the little scalloped one, which is what I chose to use, and there's also a straight one. But I chose to use just the scalloped one because I just thought it was really cute. And then the frame, you can use it or you don't have to use it. I just liked it because I like how it just gives it that extra little pop of color. So after I'd done that, I stamped a sentiment from the Sweet Celebration stamp set, and I used a variety of sentiments from that set on all different colors of cardstock that kind of went with the pattern papers, but you could use pattern papers for pretty much everything for this sort of a project, but I like kind of mixing it up with pattern paper plus cardstock. And then this little sentiment die, this is actually from the Blueprints 33 set. It was just the perfect size for these sentiments and this tag. So I die cut all my sentiments with that little fishtail wafer die there. And then before I started assembling everything, I stamped the backs of my tags with more sentiments from the Sweet Celebrations stamp set with using MFT's Extreme Black ink. And I stamped Happy Valentine's Day along the bottom of them. I stamped Love You just above the opening there, and then the heart from the set as well, just to, give it a little extra something on the back. And then to adhere everything, I adhered the front of the tag first, like the frame around the opening. I found this was easier to adhere before I actually popped everything into place, like the window and all that, or the Nugget shaker window, which I'll get to in a second. So I adhered the frame first, and I'm just using some craft tacky glue, and then I adhered the topper. And then this is where I'm going to flip this part over. And on the back of this, I'm going to use a really strong adhesive. Rather than a liquid adhesive or anything else, this makes it go a lot faster and also adheres really well. So I'm using 1/2 inch Scor-Tape here, going around all of the outer areas of the back of this tag. And then I also added, it's probably not necessary, but it was just kind of habit for me. I added a little bit of 1/8 inch Scor-Tape just at the very top there, just so that everything's going to be nice and adhered and flat. So after I got all my adhesive in place, I'm going to peel off the backing, and then I'm going to pop the Nugget Trio shaker pouches, because of course MFT released those. They've got a plethora of shaker pouches. I've done a bunch of videos using different ones. And these ones are perfect because they are perfectly sized and meant to hold 3 of these little nuggets, and they have little grooves and everything, so these aren't sliding around. It all just, comes together seamlessly. So I pop that into place, pop the nuggets in there, and then I'm going to adhere the back of the tag. So now everything is sealed in. So the only way you're going to get these nuggets is actually like opening the back of the tag there. And then as the final little bit, I'm going to adhere the sentiment that I had stamped and heat embossed and die cut with some foam tape. And that was it. You could totally take these, a whole other level. You could add ribbon, add another little tag and personalize and whatnot. I just ended up doing a plethora with all the different pattern papers and cardstock and whatnot, and I've got one for each of the kids, so it's perfect. So really cute, really fun. As always, there'll be a link below my video to my blog post. There'll be a supply list with links to everything used if you want to check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing and thumbs upping and commenting on my videos, and I will see you all very soon in the next one. Bye!